the billionaires are saying that Black wives are for grown-ups. And of course, you also been seeing the Black wife effect. And
Yeah.
clearly the common denominator here is just that Black women, women of color, what have you.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna make a TikTok about the amount of times that I went down on this episode and scratched my foot.
Oh my God, you're not your itchy foot ass.
Lord.
Black women are clearly the prize. And I know a lot of us educated, elite Black women do not like to be looked at as a trophy wife or a prize, but but we are, okay? We are the prize, we are the goods. And if a billionaire said it, I mean, clearly. But what do you think? What do you think about that? Let's start with the Black wife effect. Like, why? Honestly, I feel torn about it. So let me just go first with the whole Black wife thing. I have both my sister-in-laws are married to white men. Okay. I don't really see the whole Black wife effect necessarily with my brother-in-laws. They are who they've been since I've known them. So it's kind of like I don't really see the Black wife thing. I do think there are certain cultural things that they might look at now and it's like, oh yeah, my family did that. There's clearly a better way to do that. Or, oh, seasoning this food, eating Ghanaian food, eating this. Yeah, washing your feet with a sponge. Like, there are certain things that's like culturally that I think a Black woman will bring into any man that she's with, even some Black men. Or even if you're looking at it like through ethnicities or culturally, like you have a Jamaican wife and you're Black American, there's certain things that your Black American household is going to become a Jamaican household. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like as the matriarch of the house, you're going to have an effect as a woman.
Right.
Just how in interracial couples where the woman's white, there's going to be effect on those said children. People laugh all the time how you can tell the biracial kids who got a Black mama versus a white mama. So it's like, yes, there is a Black effect on any relationship, any household, anything. But I personally don't like in interracial couples where the not so seasoned person is now taking on this whole persona just because you were a Black girl.
Yeah, it bothers
I
me.
don't I don't like that.
Tattoos, like, why does that make you more Black or white? Like, why does that make you more relatable because you got tattoos and
Right.
you're
down because you now have tattoos. White boys got tattoos. They have tattoos all the time.
Yeah,
Like,
and there is a persona. Like, it really, we can tell. And I don't know if it bothers me so much, but it kind of it has the potential to get me to. Now, I will say, I have never dated a white man, but I often say if I was to date a white man, he would have to be Creole, spicy white. He got to be spicy white.
What about Shia LaBeouf?
No, first of all, Shia LaBeouf is underwater because of his abuse towards FKA.
Him too?
Yeah. I learned that yesterday. I had no idea. I was like, am I not hip? Did I miss something?
Like,
he
okay, who's the next spicy white fine man? Okay, go ahead. Somebody else.
The white guy from Shameless, the husband. He got that look.
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake. Not now, not present day Justin Timberlake. I would date him now. I don't know. It's this guy on TikTok. He from New Orleans, and I'm like, I hope I.
Yes.
You know which one I'm talking about? His father on the. Baby, I'm about to go to his family shop. Like, hi. Are you looking for a lady?
Please.
I am fertile and ready to bring upon a heir to the throne.
All right, Little Caesars. Anyway.
No, it's not. I've been watching Bridgerton. I just finished the season, so that's why I got.
No, I'm still on season 2. Anyway.
But yes, white men. You don't have to. You don't have to look spicy. You can just be you. So yeah, I think it gives me the ick because it suggests that there is a look. Black people don't have a look. We are not a monolith. All of us are different. So it's a little weird. But I guess they could say the same thing about like the soft life bad wig. But like,
this is the equivalence to that.
Because it be true. The wig be bad. The wig be real bad.
Yeah. But I think that this might be another little controversial take, but I do think that sometimes when you are dating outside of your race, there are certain things that you don't worry about. Now, there are other things that you have to worry about,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like Black people, when it comes to appearance, we are the most judgmental and the most focused on looks and
Mm-hmm.
physical. So I think sometimes in the Black community, if you're not put together a certain way, if you're not, wearing certain types of hairstyles, if you're not keeping up with the Joneses, you as a woman, you're not seen as desirable.
Yeah.
Whereas other cultures and ethnicities don't really look at it that way. They look at other things, which could be just as toxic, but
Mhm.
it's not the same.
I don't know. I think to add on to what you said, or to comment on what you said about the Black women are for grown men, or for
Mhm.
adults.
Mhm.
I when I seen the topic come up, right? I initially was just like, this goes back to niggas. But I don't want to be that person that be like, I hate niggas. It's not that. But we have been talking for so long about how Black men get on and they choose white women or
Mhm.
racially ambiguous.
Mhm.
And I think that while people are going on TikTok and saying like, "Oh, y'all need a white man to show y'all that appreciation," it's also like, give them their things. Like, it is okay for them to feel that way, because the way y'all pounced on Serena for marrying a white man, but y'all don't do the same when other men of her caliber are
Mhm.
marrying white women or dealing with having children with white women. It's just so telling that we are just not appreciated. And so,
And
as a
even with that, yeah.
as a Black woman, I do feel like Black women are for adults.
Mhm.
I'm not dumping on white women when I say this, and this is a Black woman's podcast. I really don't give a fuck how y'all feel, but
Mhm.
everybody know that it is a gift to have a beautiful Black woman on your arm. We bring so much to the table, and to his point, I think that Black women should start being seen as investments. We are worth investing in, and I will forever stand behind the fact that if you have a Black woman on your side, there's nothing that you can do.
Mhm.
I'm not a white woman. I don't desire to be a white woman. I've never lived as a white woman. In fact, in my past life and in the future one, I'm probably a butterfly or something. Because God said she is too powerful to be a white woman. And so I think that we only grown people can handle Black women. Because when we step, we step. And I don't subscribe to the thought that we need a white man to tell us that.
Mhm.
If that's what you want to believe, sure. But I think that it's about time somebody knows, because y'all, in words, do not.
But do you think it's just because, again, controversial? I think a lot of times because we as Black people are the oppressed,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's hard to get through that barrier of communication with men, or with, like, men against women sort of thing, because men have their ego, but Black women, we have our ego as well, because we're always constantly tugging and pulling in,
Yeah,
headbutting, because we all want to see our people get to a certain level.
yeah,
Most of us want to see our people get to a certain level, so it's that
mm-hmm.
push and pull. And it's like, yes, we as Black women are strong because we're made to be over
Mm-hmm.
generations, but we
Yeah,
also want to live that soft life, but we don't really know how to get there all the time. And Black
mm-hmm.
men, sure, they do want to be leaders and do these things, but they don't really know how to get there all the time. So I can
Mm-hmm.
see how uh, a non-melanated man or a less melanated man could get with a Black woman and not feel threatened by that
Yeah,
power, because they walk in a world where they don't have to be. You get what I'm
yeah,
saying? Not to
yeah,
cape for the man, not to cape for the
mm-hmm.
Black man, but I'm just saying,
Yeah,
no
yeah,
Dr. Umar,
yeah,
but I'm just saying I understand the psyche of why there is so much turmoil between Black men and Black women.
mm-hmm.
So I just want us as a
Because while
community.
a white woman would be able to easily just be submissive, because there's no like generational like drawback, I guess, which is not always true. I can't even say that. That's why them hoes
Mhm.
have got us in the workplace now. because they were fighting against patriarchy. So how can
Yeah,
you say that?
but their level of patriarchy and
Their
our
fight is
level of,
different.
it's
Yeah,
very, their fight is not our fight.
yeah.
Sorry. And that's why maybe we can have this conversation one day. I don't identify as a feminist. I identify as a woman that believes in women's rights, but I
Hmm.
do think that on the surface level and base level of feminism, I do think that sometimes that messaging is very detrimental for the Black community and
Hmm.
Black families. So I can't really say that I'm always standing behind that. Their fight is not our fight. We need our
Right.
own Black feminist thing,
And that's
which
where
we
women,
do have, but you
right.
know.
But so this is interesting, right? Because I serve on a coalition, a reproductive justice coalition, and one of the main things we always argue about is y'all version of reproductive justice don't look like our version of reproductive justice. And ironically, I revisited reading Hood Feminism by Mickey Kendall,
Mhm.
and she talked of you know great lengths about how sure white women was fighting to get back to get into the workplace, but that wasn't our fight. We weren't trying to get into the workplace. We was
Mhm.
already in the workplace. We wanted fair wages. We wanted to not be a white woman's footstool or something for a white man to lay with. Like that was
Mhm.
our fight. And it was just so like, okay, the white women came in and they wanted to work. So that was the rule across the board. There was no
Mhm.
deep dive into what allowing white women to do things have been pushed down for us. So
Mhm.
I think that there's some truth. I don't agree that feminism is toxic to Black families. I think that the
Some of the
original meaning
messaging.
of feminism has set us back in many ways because it always put the Black woman at the bottom of the list of priorities.
Right.
And it has never said, what about her?
Mhm. Mhm.
So
And I feel like we're
I'm
just now getting our tens, really. And I
yeah,
will say,
it's still
like,
fighting against it.
right, right.
Still.
Right. So it's, I don't know. It's a tricky thing. But I also think that, like, there's something very, like, pure and authentic about a Black woman. And honestly, most of us are going to hold your ass to the fire. So if you could withstand that fire, baby, you gonna be that man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna hold you accountable. Um, some of us might not do it in the softest of ways, but sometimes certain situations don't call for a soft hand. It calls for a hard
And
one.
and that's
So
why he said this for grown men, adults,
exactly.
people who are willing. And they might have had some racial undertones about Black women and their attitude,
Mm-hmm.
maybe, right? Like, even if somebody wanted to say that, I'd be like, all right, I get it. But
Mm-hmm.
it's not wrong. Like you said, we hold people to the fire. Not all. I literally just had a conversation with
Not
somebody, and
all of us, but you know.
not all of us, unfortunately. I do not agree with all bitches. Some of y'all hoes is dumb. But some of y'all are a little off. But I just had a conversation with somebody and I was telling them about what they were asking me. They was like, why don't you think this person, like, why you think y'all don't get along? And I was like, because I don't play that shit. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I just don't play that. I'm going to cause you to question yourself. You might even hate yourself when I'm done with you because I would want somebody who said that they care about me to feel the same way. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you need to hold me to the fire. Make me be not make me be responsible, but remind me that I have responsibility. I have this obligation to whoever and whatever, and I can't just go pussyfooting around the world. And I think that the world would be much better if people stop pussyfooting around.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, get you a Black woman. It might save your life, honestly.